You believe you are being responsible. You believe that by tucking your hard-earned money away into a traditional savings account, you are building a fortress of security for your golden years. You look at that balance on your banking app, see the numbers sitting there, and you feel a sense of calm. But what if I told you that the very act of saving money in a traditional bank account is one of the most dangerous financial mistakes you are making today? What if I told you that while you sleep, your wealth is being systematically dismantled, not by a thief in the night, but by a silent, invisible process that has been engineered to keep you in a perpetual state of financial mediocrity? This is not just a warning, it is an autopsy of your retirement plans. The system is rigged, and your savings account is the primary weapon being used against you. Most people assume that money is a static store of value. You earn a dollar, you save a dollar, and that dollar should theoretically retain its power to purchase goods and services in the future. But this is a dangerous delusion. In the current economic landscape, holding cash is a losing game. The interest rates offered by traditional retail banks are a cruel joke. They offer you a fraction of a percent, a pathetic pittance that barely registers as a rounding error, while the true cost of living, the real inflation rate that affects your groceries, your energy bills, and your health care, is skyrocketing at a pace that renders your savings account obsolete. You are essentially paying the bank for the privilege of letting them use your money to make massive profits for themselves, while they return pennies to your pocket. It is the greatest redistribution of wealth in human history, moving money from the prudent saver to the massive institutional lender. Think about the math. If your savings account pays you 1% interest, but the real inflation rate, when calculated against the actual goods you consume, is 5, 6, or even 10%, you are losing significant purchasing power every single year. Your bank balance might look the same, or even slightly higher, but its ability to sustain your lifestyle in retirement is evaporating. You are like a man running on a treadmill, sweating and exerting effort, while the machine is moving backward at a faster speed than you can sprint. You are trapped in a cycle of decay. But why does this happen? Why do we continue to trust a system that is fundamentally designed to erode our wealth? The answer lies in the psychological comfort of liquidity. We are taught from a young age that cash is king, that having a pile of money in the bank makes us safe. This is a psychological trap, a cognitive bias that keeps us from seeking out real assets. The banking system relies on your fear of volatility. They want you to believe that the stock market, real estate, or precious metals are too risky for your retirement funds. They want you to stay in the savings account because that is where they have the most control. By keeping your money there, they can leverage it, lend it out at high interest rates to others, and keep the lion's share of the spread. You are the fuel for their engine, and your retirement is the exhaust pipe. You need to understand the concept of negative real interest rates. This is the silent killer. When the rate of inflation exceeds the nominal interest rate on your account, your money is literally melting away. It is not just about the math. It is about the opportunity cost. Every dollar sitting in a low-yield savings account is a dollar that is not working for you. It is a dollar that is not invested in assets that have the potential to outpace inflation. You are sacrificing your future freedom for the convenience of being able to withdraw your cash at an ATM. Is that convenience worth the price of your retirement? Most people are terrified of losing money, so they choose the certainty of a small guaranteed loss in purchasing power over the possibility of a large gain. This is the definition of financial suicide. You are so afraid of the volatility of the market that you are choosing the absolute certainty of poverty in your later years. The irony is that by trying to be safe, you are actually taking the biggest risk of all, the risk that you will reach retirement age and realize that your life savings are insufficient to cover even your basic needs. The global financial system is built on a foundation of debt and expansion. Central banks print money, governments spend it, and the resulting inflation is a hidden tax on everyone who holds currency. When you save in a traditional bank, you are volunteering to pay this tax. You are the one carrying the burden of the system's instability. If you think this is a conspiracy, look at the historical data. Look at the value of the currency over the last 50 years. Look at what a dollar could buy in 1970 compared to today. The trajectory is clear, and it is not in your favor. If you continue on this path, you are destined to become a statistic, one of the millions of people who reach their 60s and 70s, realizing that their nest egg is nothing more than a pile of dust. But there is a way out. You don't have to be a victim of this broken system. You have to shift your mindset from saving to investing. You have to stop viewing your money as a static object and start viewing it as a tool that must be deployed. You need to look for assets that have intrinsic value, assets that provide a hedge against the debasement of the currency. This might mean diversifying into equities, real estate, or other stores of value that have historically proven to withstand the ravages of inflation. It requires education, it requires courage, and it requires a departure from the conventional wisdom that has been fed to you by the very institutions that benefit from your ignorance. Do you really want to spend your retirement worrying about whether you can afford to buy groceries or pay your heating bill? Do you want to be at the mercy of a banking system that views you as nothing more than a source of cheap capital? The clock is ticking. Every day you leave your money in that savings account, you are making a choice. You are choosing the comfort of today over the security of tomorrow. You are choosing to let your wealth be whittled away by the invisible hand of inflation. The system won't change for you. The banks won't start paying you what you deserve. The government won't stop the devaluation of the currency. You are the only one who can protect your future. You need to wake up and realize that the game is being played against you. The traditional savings account is not a safe haven. It is a trap. It is a ticking time bomb that will eventually explode in your face, leaving you with nothing but regret. You have the power to change your trajectory, but you must act now. You must educate yourself. You must question the status quo, and you must take control of your financial destiny. The path to true financial independence is not found in the safety of a bank vault. It is found in the courage to take calculated risks and the wisdom to invest in assets that grow. If you are tired of watching your wealth evaporate, if you are ready to take charge of your retirement and stop being a pawn in the banking game, then you need to start asking the right questions. You need to look beyond the surface and understand the mechanisms that are eroding your purchasing power. This is your life, your hard work, and your future. Don't let it slip away because you were too afraid to leave your comfort zone. The evidence is overwhelming. The math doesn't lie. The system is designed to keep you poor, and the savings account is its most effective tool. Break the cycle. Diversify your assets. Protect your future. The time for complacency is over. If you want to stop the bleeding and start building a real retirement, you must move beyond the traditional models of saving and embrace a strategy that actually works. We are going to dive deeper into these strategies in our next segments, exploring exactly how you can shift your portfolio to survive and thrive in this inflationary environment. You cannot afford to wait. The decisions you make today will determine the quality of your life tomorrow. Do not be the person who wakes up in 20 years with nothing to show for their life's work. Take the first step toward financial literacy today. If you found this information eye-opening, if you realize that your savings account is indeed a threat to your future, then you need to help us spread this truth. The banking industry relies on your silence and your compliance. Break that silence. Share this message with everyone you know who is still blindly trusting the traditional banking system. Tag a friend who needs to hear this urgent warning, and let's start a conversation that the banks don't want us to have. Subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next part of our series, where we reveal the specific assets that the wealthy use to protect themselves from this exact scenario. Your financial future is on the line. Are you going to keep playing their game, or are you ready to rewrite the rules? Leave a comment below with your biggest fear about retirement, and let's discuss how we can overcome it together. This is not just a video. It is a call to action. Join the movement of people who are taking their power back. The system is rigged, but you don't have to be a victim. Share this, like this, and subscribe now to ensure you stay ahead of the curve. The future belongs to those who prepare for it. Don't let your savings account be the reason you fail. Take action today. The cycle of mediocrity ends here. We are going to expose every hidden mechanism of this financial trap in the coming weeks, providing you with the knowledge you need to insulate your wealth from the systemic rot that is currently eating away at the global economy. You are not alone in this, but you must be proactive. The window of opportunity to secure your future is narrowing, and the cost of waiting is getting higher every single day. Look at your bank statement one last time. Realize how much you are losing, and then make the decision to never settle for that mediocrity again. Your retirement is not a gamble. It is a calculated plan that you need to execute with precision. Don't let the banks decide your fate. Take control, stay informed, and let's secure your prosperity together. The next video will change the way you look at your entire portfolio. Stay tuned, stay vigilant, and share this message with your inner circle. Together, we are an unstoppable force of financial awareness. Turn the tide. Act now.